Hi friend, welcome to Coin Capital 2025, and in this video I will show you the charts and my reasonings why Bitcoin has bottomed out. So now it's the time to buy your favorite altcoins and Bitcoin because the generational bottom is in. We will also do a macro analysis, and we can see that all these big crypto companies have gone bankrupt. And when big crypto companies that are not productive, they go bankrupt, that marks the sign of the bottom. And if this sounds interesting to you, keep on watching.
Okay, the guy you see next to me is the most generous billionaire in the world.
So let me ask you a question. What does BlockFi, Celsius, and one of the biggest crypto exchange, FTX, all have in common? Well, they all filed for bankruptcy, with Celsius going bankrupt, with BlockFi going bankrupt, and FTX going bankrupt. So all these big crypto companies that allow people to deposit their crypto and earn interest, they all went bankrupt because they were over leveraged and because they took on too much risk, especially with the controversy surrounding FTX. So now that these bad actors, these companies that went bankrupt, Bitcoin and the crypto market can finally heal itself. So let's look at Bitcoin's chart, and here I am on the weekly chart. One really interesting chart you want to check out is the Bitcoin rainbow chart. So the Bitcoin rainbow chart, for those who don't know, plots Bitcoin, the price since 2010 all the way until now. And you can see that the price of Bitcoin historically has gone up. And this blue line is the halving cycle. So every 4 years, Bitcoin, there's a halving cycle, there's a halving event, and the reward for Bitcoin, there's less Bitcoin being produced. And as you know, with supply and demand, when something becomes more scarce, it becomes more expensive. So you can see how Bitcoin went from below, from 5 cents all the way up to $54,000 on this rainbow chart curve. So what usually happens during a halving event every 4 years is that Bitcoin begins to moon, and that happened in 2013, that happened in 2017, and that happened in 2020. So we can expect the same thing with Bitcoin in the next halving, which is around 2024. Okay, so let's look at Bitcoin's chart on the weekly chart. So we like to look at the weekly chart because it gives us a big picture understanding of Bitcoin and the price. And the big picture gives us clues on where the price could potentially go to. Let me give you an example. So I like the weekly chart because I like to zoom out and see the big picture. And when you look at the big picture, you know where you can buy at a discount. For example, back in 2018, when Bitcoin mooned from 3,000 to 18,000, and by the way, during this time, there was a lot of so-called experts on mainstream media that was calling for $50,000 per Bitcoin, $100,000 per Bitcoin. And then it dumped, let me see here, 83%. So you can see how it dumped from 19,000 to 3,000, which is around a 81% correction. And then of course, Bitcoin, it stayed there and it steadily went up. And if you look at this right here, this is when the Corona crash happened, and then Bitcoin dipped down to 4,000, and then it quickly shot up again. So of course, the price doesn't necessarily repeat itself, but it does rhyme. And historically, Bitcoin going from dipping 80% from the all-time high of that market cycle dipping down 80%. That's not unusual. So what do we see now? Well, Bitcoin, it wicked to $68,000, and now it has dumped to 74%. So if it does dump down to 80%, that would be roughly $12,000 per Bitcoin. So right now, we're like Black Friday shoppers. We like to buy at a steep discount. So that's why I do suspect that right now, Bitcoin has reached its bottom. And yes, sure, it could reach down to 11K, absolutely. But then again, during the bull market, Bitcoin did not moon so hard percentage-wise compared to the previous bull run. So if this is the bottom at around 75% correction, or if it dips down a bit more to 11K, that's fine with me because I'm dollar cost averaging down. And there's nobody in the market that can tell you that this is the absolute bottom. But this is just my guess that I'm calling the bottom between here and 11K. But I do suspect that this is the bottom. One thing that really help you with buying the bottom and selling the top is using the weekly RSI. And I do confess that RSI is not perfect. There's no indicator that's perfect, but some indicators do help you time the top and the bottom, and that is the weekly RSI. So you can see how the RSI is an indicator that shows you where the overbought region is and sold region is. So of course, when the RSI, and let me give you a quick lesson, when the RSI goes above this line, the 75% line, it's a signal to start dollar cost average sell. You can see here how it peaked, and you see how when the RSI bottomed out at the 29% mark right here, that was the generational bottom right here. Okay, and then you see how when the RSI was over here, and then right here, and then it corrected. Let me see here, and then it corrected 67%. So the RSI is not perfect, of course not. It's not perfect, but it does help, and that's how I was able to manage to cash out at 60 right here. Yeah, around 60K Bitcoin, because the RSI was way over bought. And right now, what we're seeing right now is that Bitcoin RSI has bottomed. So I do believe that it's safe to buy Bitcoin right now. And of course, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying what I'm doing. Hey friend, thanks for watching. If you have found this video informative, please like and subscribe and share with a friend. Thanks so much for watching. I will upload a new video every day on chart analysis, price prediction, and project reviews. And if you have any coin that you want me to do a chart analysis on, please leave a comment below and I will look into the coin. Thank you.